If you wandered in here from an arbitrary search, you might be thinking, what in the world does this title mean? I mean, outboard engines, mailboxes, clean water. But if you're a treasure hunter, you know what's going on. And most likely I sent you here from a link because I get a lot of questions about how I keep the water clean in my engine when using the mailbox. And so I'm going to show y'all how I did it. I posted a lot about it in some forums and it's generated a lot of questions, so I figured I'd make a video. When I built my mailbox, I posted a lot in some treasure hunting forums and got some tips from guys that actually use these. And everyone has the same problem, and here is what the problem is. When you're running these mailboxes, it just bulls up silt and sediment all behind the boat. So you got fine sand, silt, and sediment. Well, on a boat engine under normal operations, it takes in clean water here, and then it runs through the engine, keeps the engine cool, and spits it out here. And if you'll look on mine, this hole right here, it comes out here. And if I even get a little tiny piece of gravel or a mussel shell stuck in there, my engine will overheat. But that's not the big problem. The big problem is with all the silt running through the engine, it wears the impeller out inside the lower unit, and nobody wants to change that. It's a pain in the ass. So you'll be changing your impeller prematurely if you run these mailboxes and you can't keep the water clean to the intake, and you're not going to be able to without this little trick. Let me say I take no credit for this contraption that we built. When I was posting in those forums, one person sent me a private message, and told me how to keep the water clean at the engine, and explained to me how to make this. And his username was Ayan, Ayan. So whoever you are, appreciate it. It worked like a champ. And for those that have asked me questions on how I did it, because my original video of me running the mailbox was not very clear, so I'm just going to show y'all what you need and how we did it. Okay, this thing it's so easy, you're going to say, why didn't I think of that? I mean, when you see it done, you're thinking, oh, duh. But anyway, all you need is a bilge pump. I got 500 gallons per hour. I think I got it on eBay for like $11 or $12. And what I did is I took a short piece of water hose. I think this was a 3/4 inch hose. And I cut me a piece off of an old hose, and you just hose clamp it onto the bilge pump, and then just put a male end on it. That way it's portable, and all you need is a water hose. You carry a water hose with you. Or if you have an old hose, you can just cut the end off and just clamp it straight to this. But every time you go somewhere, you're going to have to have this and the hose all rolled up. I also put some alligator clips on it to make it easy. And you're going to need a pair of these flushing muffs. I call them water muffs, but whatever. So what we did was we put these on the engine when we got to the lake, after we got our mailbox on. I don't know if I can do this one-handed, but maybe, because I don't have a cameraman to hold my camera. So you put that on, you screw your water hose on here, run it up around the light, because you don't want any slack down there, because that impeller's gonna, or the prop will suck it in. So make sure you got no slack back here. You run your water hose up here. I ran mine around the gear shift up to my bilge pump, and then I just hooked it to my trolling battery, which I have a couple of batteries. I keep it here. Once you get everything hooked up, I just threw my bilge pump over the side and let it pull in the clean water, and it sends it to the back. So with clean water back here coming from that bilge pump up in front of the boat, you're just pulling in the clean water, and it doesn't matter how big a mess you're making back here with the mailbox. And I will make another video. Of course, I've already built this, but I can make another video for those that are thinking about building one, and just give you a quick rundown on how I got mine built. It's a pretty simple process, and there's no point in doing a follow along and build it video, because every engine's different. You're gonna have to build your frame to match your engine. But anyway, this thing works like a champ. I've never dreamed it would move as much material as it does. And the little bilge pump, this is the 500 gallon per hour, puts plenty of clean water back there to the engine. And I'll have some video clips of how clean the engine's running. I'll post them amongst this video. If you look at the exhaust port on my engine, where I pointed out earlier in the video, you'll see that the water is crystal clear coming out of that little port, and it's the same volume as if I didn't even have those water muffs on it, so they're not restricting the water flow to my engine at all. And the little bilge pump is putting plenty of water back there. The day we made these video clips, we were mainly just filming the mailbox, so I didn't get any good footage of the bilge pump trick. But here in a second, when I scan from the back of the boat towards the front, if you look quick, you'll get a glimpse of the water hose where I'd wrapped it around the steering wheel to keep the slack out, because I didn't want it to get sucked into the prop. And then I just used the wires to the bilge pump to hang it over the front of the boat. And you can see that right here. And that's it. That's how we keep the water clean to the outboard when using our mailbox. I hope this video helps you guys out and saves you a few impellers.